What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Tournament Saturday, I guess is what we're going to call it from now on. And we see that we are going to play the Gengar Trevenant Dragalge deck. And this deck was actually used to get second place at Denmark Nationals or Danish Nationals. Not really sure which one it's called. And I know I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. I think it's Serene Lau. I think that's how I say his name. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't say it correctly. But this is a deck, like I said, he used to get second place at their nationals here. So a really good list here. So here we see that the Gengar has the Dark Corridor 60, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison, and you switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. There we go. I was kind of studying there for a little bit. I thought it said your opponent switched their Pokemon. I was like, that's not correct. But you poison their Pokemon and you switch it with one of your bench. All right, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to use Dark Core to actually take out knockouts. So what we're going to do here is switch to Trevenant here. Now Trevenant has the ability Force Curse. As long as this Pokemon is your active, your opponent can play the item cards from his or her hand. And then you have Tree Slam. It does 60 and 20 damage to two of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is pretty cool there if you need to start Tree Slam or something. We play one Mr. Mime here, and this is basically used for the bench barrier. Prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by attacks. So Landorus and no Swoop Across or Skill Dives can be used by Crobat, but they can still use their abilities and stuff like that. But the main thing here is no Landorus stuff. One Jirachi here, just for Stellar Guidance, just kind of help you get maybe a Wally turn one, maybe a supporter if you need it. Two Shaman EX set up, and you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench. You may draw a card, you have 6 cards in your hand. And this is just to help you, like it says, set up here. And also, you can use Sky Return to put Shaman back into your hand, so that way it's not sitting on the bench, able to, and so it doesn't get knocked out there. We've already with a Trevenant, and he actually played a 1/1 Dragalge line here. Dragalge says your opponent's poison Pokemon can't retreat. And the main thing that this is probably used for is for Keldeo. Keldeo has that ability where you can rush and retreat at any time. But if you license up Keldeo and you poison barrier, they can't retreat, so that's pretty cool there. And also, if you Dark Corridor Pokemon and send up Trevenant, they can't play Switch. They can't retreat because of Dragalge. And yeah, they're pretty much stuck in the active spot no matter what, unless they have Keldeo, which then they can rush in and retreat, which we were just talking about. So as soon as they drop a Keldeo, you kind of want to license them up once you have the Dragalge out and knock it out as soon as you can. And that way, later on in the game, you can just spinning turn to Trevenant, and they can't retreat because the Dragalge, they can't switch or play switch cards because of Trevenant. But they can't play like Cassius and AZ, so it's 2 cards you have to watch out for. Or Pokemon Simulator, they can use that too and then retreat. So that's all the Pokemon in the deck here. 1 Computer Search consistency, 2 Enhanced Hammer. It says discard a special energy for one of your opponent's Pokemon. My mouse is going slow there. Hiccup. I'm sorry about that. 1 Sacred, and this could be used to get back maybe a Jirachi for the later game, Shaman, and obviously the Trevenant and or Dragalge if you do have to discard them early with a Sycamore. 3 Trader's Mail just to help you get that turn 1 Wally. So if you get that turn 1 Wally, your opponent's in a bad position there. You can just get a turn 1 Trevenant, your opponent just sits there like, I can't play any trainer cards. 4 Ultra Ball just for consistency, discard 2 cards in your hand. Search deck for Pokemon. 3 First Seeker to reuse supporters. If I was to play this deck again, I would cut it colors actually for a 4th First Seeker, and that's just because I love 4 First Seeker in all my decks here. 2 colors. You shuffle your hand to your deck, then draw a number of cards equal to the number of bench Pokemon to play, both yours and your opponent's. 1 Getsus here, and Getsus is really good in this deck. Your opponent reveals his or her hand and shuffles all item cards found there into his or her deck, then draw a number of cards equal to the number of item cards your opponent shuffle into his or her deck. And this could be cool because with Trevenant, your opponent can't play the item cards. They're kind of just sitting there with item cards. They only play trainer cards or supporter cards. So maybe if they have a bunch of item cards in their hand, you can get this for a lot. Here we have 1 Lysander, bring a bench Pokemon to the active spots. 4 In, 3 Sycamore, 2 Wally, which we talked about the sum. Search deck for a card that involves one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX, and put it onto that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. You can use this card during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put it into play this turn. So like I said, turn 1, you can fence up into Trevenant, and your opponent just sits there like, I can't play any trainer cards turn 1. That's fantastic. So that's good there. 1 Xerosic here. Choose a Pokemon tool or special energy card attached to a Pokemon to play. Yours or the opponent's and discard it. And this could be used for a Keldeo. If they are attached a Flowstone to it early, you can discard it. You can discard Spirit Links if they go turn 1 and they get a Link. You can discard it maybe. Or, I don't know, maybe if they Headringer or Gengar, you can Xerosic. And there's a lot of options with Xerosic here, and it's really good because you do play the 3 Verse Seeker. 1 Silent Lab here. Each basic Pokemon to play, each player's hand and each player's discard pile has no abilities. Once again, this can be used for the Keldeo, so they can't rush and retreat. They can't use their own Shamans and Jirachis. Obviously, you're not putting this down until you have your Shamans and Jirachis out of the way. And this could also be used against Safeguard, so like Suicune and Sigilyph, because this deck kind of struggles with it. You could Tree Slam them, but usually the Suicune decks are played with Kyogre, so they have Rough Seas, so they can start healing stuff off, and they can two-shot you and stuff like that. So those, the deck probably needs another Silent Lab just to beat the Sigilyph and mostly the Suicune decks. I would definitely put another Silent Lab here if I could. 2 very weak City. Put 2 burn damage counters on poison Pokemon between turns, both yours and your opponent's, which is pretty cool there. So now you can do Dark Quarter 60 with the Muscle Band 80, and with the Verbank you do 110 with the poison, so that's pretty cool there. And coming back into you can easily knock out a Pokemon. 3 Floatstone here, it gets free retreat, so that way you can attach it to a Trevenant, have free retreat. 2 Muscle Band, your attack do 20 more damage to the active. 4 DC, and a 2-2 split of the Psychic and Mystery. Mystery says this card can be attached to Psychic Pokemon, and their cheat cost that Pokemon is attached to is 2 less. So you can attach it actually to a Gengar to have free retreat. You can attach it to a Trevenant to have a 1 retreat cost, so you still need to attach your energy to it. Or you can just, you actually just pay the Mystery energy to a treat. I think that's how it works. So yeah, the deck's overall, it's a really good deck. I would definitely consider it for Nationals. Like I said, it struggles against Safeguard Pokemon. You should be able to beat Night because they can't play Battle Compressors. I mean, you're just locking down your opponent's trainer cards, which is really good overall. You should be able to beat Groudon because you can do Dark Quarter, like I said, for 60, Muscle Band 80, Verbank Laser 110, coming back to you 140, and then once again you can use Dark Quarter to knock them out. So that seems pretty cool there. I don't know, it seems like a really good deck overall. I really do like it, especially the Dragalge, so that way they can't retreat. But look into this deck in here. This will actually be the introduction, and then later on you'll see the top 8, top 4, and the finals are round 1, 2, and 3, whichever you want to call it. But hopefully you enjoy these series. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.